All right, so in this video, I will show you how selling AI infrastructures can make you a shitload of money. Now, why should you even listen to me in the first place? Well, simply because this is exactly what I'm doing, what I'm selling right now. And if you're wondering if this thing does actually work, well, this is what my calendar actually looks like. I can also refresh the page just so you can see this is actually legit. You can see all of the calls that we've been getting with this AI offer sort of thing. And also, these are some of the results that we generated as well. For example, 4K cash collected in 1 day, 2.7K still in 1 day, 5 calls in a day, 9K cash collected in profit, and many, many more that if you want, there's a link down below in this video where you can check out all of the results that we generated with this exact same AI infrastructure. Now, if you can sit here and watch a 10, maybe potentially a 15-minute video till the end, I can 100% guarantee you and promise you that by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to sell this AI infrastructure and get the exact same results, if not even better, as I've done. So, without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this. Now, the first thing that I want to start off with is the pricing. Now, in this video, in the title, you've read how to sell AI infrastructure for like 10K plus. Now, you've probably watched like tens of hundreds of videos on why charging high ticket is the best thing that you can do. If you're not charging high ticket, you are a retarded. And let me break it down for you guys. Now, charging high ticket, yes, it's absolutely fantastic. When you charge for high ticket, I mean like 4 5K minimum. Now, when you charge these prices, you have more profits, more revenue, higher quality clients, and a ton of other benefits. But there's something that these gurus don't tell you, and that is you need to justify your pricing. Now, you see, your pricing is not tied to the amount of hours that it needs you to actually, I don't know, make your product or your service. So it's not tied to how much work you put in. It's not tied to how much time you spend delivering the solution, but your pricing is tied solely to the value that you provide, right? Now, as in my case, I charge above 5K. I'm not going to tell you my pricing. And in the past 6 months, I've signed over 35 high ticket clients. So, if you do the math, that this thing that we're selling is working pretty well. Now, the reason I charge above 5K, let's say, for example, I charge, I don't know, 6K, right? Let's say this is my pricing. Now, in my offer, I guarantee to the client on the fucking contract 15 clients, paying clients actually, in 120 days. So, like 4 months, right? Obviously, only if they implement everything correctly, they do all the steps, blah, blah. So, this means that if I guarantee 15 paying clients to my clients, and when they join the actual program, they actually get to see how to also charge high ticket. Let's say that they charge on average like 2 to 3K per client, right? Now, 2 to 3K per client, I guarantee what, 15 clients. So if you do the math, sorry guys, I'm fucking bad at math. So let's say we charge like 2.5K on average, yeah, for 15. This means we have 38K, so like let's do 40K in total in 120 days. And they have to pay me in this case 6K, right? So if you do 40 minus 6K, they have made in profit 30, not 32, 34K, right? So they made 34K, right? And in this scenario, well, as you can see, the price is justified. Now, obviously, not everyone is going to get to this end goal right here. But if the majority of my clients do, then my pricing is justified. How do I know I can actually deliver? Well, simply because I can test it out with free trials, clients on a performance basis, and so on and so on. This is not something that I'm going to cover in this video, but as you can see, charging 6K and returning them with 40K is a no-brainer because they are making $34,000 back from a 6K investment, and they get to keep those systems that allow them to make those 40K in 4 months forever, meaning that the lifetime value of my systems is not going to be 40K, but it can be easily up to 100, 200, 300K. And charging 6K in this case is such a tiny amount, even if it's not. But when you position this in this way, you can see that 6K with a return of 40K in 4 months is nothing. So even if you were to charge 10K or even 15K for your offer and they made 40K back, then still your pricing is justified, right? So when charging high ticket, guys, again, you must justify the price, because if you try to charge like 10K for managing the ads of someone, it's gonna be really, really hard for you to actually get any clients because you're not doing anything that can literally guarantee them what, a 10x 20x in the next like 3 to 4 months, right? Unless you're a god at ads and you can get them an insane amount of money back with the ads that you run, but this is probably not going to be the case for most of you watching, right? Now, how do you justify the price, and how do you actually have a solution that can get your clients these kind of results? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this as well, and how I'm doing this for myself also. Now, as you've probably seen right now, within my offer, all I do is I guarantee 15 paying clients to my clients in 4 months. And the way I do this, guys, is by covering three major phases. First of all, we have the offer phase. So in here, we simply analyze and refine our current offer. Then we implement the client acquisition systems, and then we implement the nurturing and the sales systems. Now, as you can see, because I'm guaranteeing 15 paying clients in 4 months, if I want to have the maximum amount of chances of actually hitting those 15 clients in 4 months, in this case, I need to cover everything, literally everything from A to Z. And in this case, we do everything from the offer. So we start from the offer, then the client acquisition systems, and then the nurturing and the sales systems. Now, we don't have the delivery yet, but as you can see, if they do everything in here, then the chances of failing are very, very little. Now, obviously, not everyone, again, is going to get the 15 clients in 4 months. Some people are not going to do the work that is necessary. But if a client does everything that it's inside of our product, the way we actually tell them to do it, then it's guaranteed that these people are going to actually get the 15 clients, the X result, the end outcome, again, if they do that everything correctly. So the first thing that we do, again, is we start from the offer analysis and refinement. Now in here, we simply craft a world-class offer. So we optimize for the mechanism so they can have a 10 out of 10 delivery. Then we optimize for the proposition and the meshing of their offer. Now we do all of this because, as you can see in here, we want to acquire a high ticket status offer so that we can charge 5 to 10K plus for their offer so they can have higher profit margins, attract higher quality clients, make more money, and so on and so on. Now, as you can see, this side is not done with AI, but obviously, how the hell can you optimize an offer with AI, at least of right now? Maybe in the future, maybe with ChatGPT in the future, but right now, if you try to make a high ticket world class offer with ChatGPT, is just going to be crap, right? Now, once we have their offer down, then from here, we actually start implementing AI in pretty much 90% of the systems. And guys, if you are not leveraging AI, then you are missing out on a ton of money. Why? Because everyone is literally fucking using it right now, right? And if you're not using them, how the fuck can you justify your pricing and charge high ticket, right? Because when you want to sell, for example, a system that allows you to get clients, right? But this system requires a lot of manual work. You have to implement everything yourself. You have to manage the system yourself. You pretty much have to do everything manually by yourself. Well, on the other hand, you have a system that is all run by AI. So you simply implement that once into the business, then you have AI that runs it. And all you have to do on a daily basis is simply checking if that system is working properly. Because again, AI is running the full complete system on autopilot. Well, because people don't really like to put in the effort, they're always gonna choose the option that allows them to have less effort and still the same outcome. Even if that AI system were to get you less outcomes, but it is automated, people are still gonna choose that because the effort required is very little compared to the our system that needs you to do everything by yourself. And because most people are lazy, myself included, then they're always going to choose the other option. And because AI just became a thing, then we can start implementing it and also leveraging that within our solutions so that we can make more fucking money, right? Now, for the acquisition infrastructure, in here, I implement tons of different systems for my clients, again, to maximize the chances of them actually getting a shit ton of appointments and then a shit ton of clients, right? Now, the first system that we have, and this is actually a collection of free systems, but this is what I call the AI infrastructure. Now, in here, we simply send between 1,000 to 3,000 messages every single day to hyper specific leads. And then we also implement a growth team that pretty much allows them to automate the entire process from A to Z. Now, this is simply because within the AI system, we can automate the entire process from finding the leads, scraping the high quality leads, then sending the message. But then once someone replies, we need to handle that conversation. And AI, at least of right now, is not really the best in doing that. And we need a human to actually do that job. And in that case, you either do that by your own or you hire, for example, a VA or a setter that then covers the conversations for you. So then they books them a call and you don't have to do anything. Again, you only have to run the system once and it's going to be running on autopilot, right? And by implementing this system, we usually guarantee the clients between 3 to 5 calls per day and 5 to 10 clients every single month. And also these systems require less than $100 per month to run. And again, they are 100% fully automated. And these are some of the results that we also generated with these systems, guys. And a 2.7K in one day. These are some of the KPIs that our clients have been hitting, crossing the 10K a month mark in like 30 days, and many more. Then once we implement this, we also have a content infrastructure. Now, most of this is not going to be automated. This is going to be the only system that is not automated simply because, unfortunately, at least if you're not using like some kind of AI clones, which right now are pretty dog shit, you cannot not record your own videos, right? I cannot use AI to make this video like I'm doing right now with my humor, my character, and everything. Like, yes, I can use an AI clone, but that's going to be fucking dog shit. And it's not going to be the same as me actually in real life explaining the video. So this is what I would suggest my clients to do to also record the content by themselves. And we do this by creating long form content, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. Then short form content, and we do this to simply create a personal brand so that we can pretty much position the client as an authority in their market. We attract high quality leads, we nurture and we build more trust for the business with this content that we're putting out. And this gives more efficiency to the overall funnel. Then, lastly, once the client is making or is already making between 5 to 10K a month with their offer, they have made more than 15 to $20,000 with their offer, meaning that they have a proven offer. Then we also implement the paid infrastructure. And the beauty about paid ads, as you probably know, is that they are super easy to run. I mean, running them when you actually have the Facebook Business Manager. I'm not telling that paid ads are easy. They're not easy, unfortunately. Finding the good creative, doing all the testing is not that easy. But like in theory, in substance, when you have to click a button to run the ads, that's the part that is easy. But creating the ads and all that stuff is not easy. But anyways, then we implement the paid infrastructure with our direct and indirect messenger ads So again, we scale a proven offer, so something that is already proven to work. And with this, we can easily scale past 50 to even 100K per month. And it's going to be still 100% fully automated. All they have to do is simply create the ads and then they have to run them pretty much. And with these systems, by the way, guys, we've generated multiple six figures in client revenue in the past few months. We've made over, I believe, $250,000 in client revenue. So these are working pretty dang well. Then we also have the nurturing and the sales infrastructure, simply because these systems are aimed to get as many meetings as possible. But then we need to have people to actually show up in the meetings and then close. So the first thing that we do is we implement again a fully automated pre-call nurturing system that allows them to increase the shop rate, the closing rate, and then educate and warm up these leads before the call so that when they hop in the call, they are 100% fully warmed up about their offer. They know exactly what they sell, what the client sells. So then the amount of qualified prospects that we're going to get into the calls is going to be much better. And because of this, we can easily get pre-sold prospects inside of the sales calls. And the way we do this is by simply having a booking form, then onto a pre-call nurturing video, and then lastly onto a 4 steps pre-call email sequence. And this is pretty much what it looks like. But if you want to see my pre-call nurturing video, if you type in locatelacquisition.com/thank you page, you can check out the video, you can copy it. This is also what I teach in our product. So if you want, you can steal this. But anyways, once we implement the pre-call nurturing system so that we can have a pretty decent shop rate and a good qualification rate, I don't know how you can track that, but we have a pretty good qualification rate. Then we have the sales infrastructure so we can pretty much streamline and automate from A to Z the entire sales process. We can easily achieve a 35 to 50+% closing rate and then retain and maximize the client's lifetime value. And by doing so, it can easily 5, 10, 20, 50x their entire sales. And we do this via a conversion script and onto a sales presentation and onto a conversion funnel. And the reason, guys, I can also tell you that we can easily get to a 35 to 50+% closing rate. It's not only because I've done it for multiple clients, but this is also because right now for myself, I have an 85% shop rate and a 41% closing rate. So these numbers that you see in here, they're not invented, they're not assumed, they come from actual true data, from stuff that I've done for myself and for multiple of my clients, right? Then lastly, we have a data tracking system. Speaking about the devil, in here, pretty much what we do is we track everything, like literally every single fucking system that I have within their business, so that we can always check in real time what is performing and what's not performing so that we can improve that as soon as possible. Now, the reason we do this is very fucking simple. When running a system, for example, let's say the AI infrastructure, and they're not getting many booked calls, then in that case, we need to figure out why. And the only way to do that, guys, is by looking at the data that we possess on hand. Because let's say that we're tracking their systems, we see that they have a pretty decent reply rate, but then the booking rate is just fucking trash. Well, in that case, the problem is the booking rate, meaning we have to change something with the approach that we're using. But maybe in another scenario, they're not getting many replies, but then they are having a pretty decent booking rate. So in that case, the thing that we need to fix is not the booking rate, but the reply rate. And the only possible way you know that is by looking at the data that you have on hand. So what we do again is we implement a data tracking system for literally every single fucking thing that I have within their businesses. And yeah, this is pretty much all we do, guys. I hope you like this video and I'll see you on to the next one. Bye-bye. Ciao.